Hey guys, it's Elan here. Welcome to my kitchen. I just wanted to do a small video tonight about how I do my food prep. It's typically my food prep night on a Thursday night because on Friday my domestic helper comes, so I can make a little bit of a mess. Whenever I do my food prep photos, everyone's very curious. So now that I just got my brand new GoPro and I can get a wider angle with my iPhone, I couldn't really film much. I decided, let me show you how my food prep goes down. So generally, there'll be some loud music blaring, but I want you to be able to hear what I'm saying. So what's great about this method is that it's foolproof. It doesn't require much care or attention from your side. And yeah, I mean, not much can go wrong. I mean, if you can't cook, I mean, guys, I can't cook. I'm one of those useless bachelors. If I can do this, you can do it. Before I start showing you what I'm going to do, one of the other major benefits about prepping is I think that on your health journey, a lot of people fail when they don't plan or they don't prep. So it starts with the shopping. First of all, you got to know what you need in your fridge. Then it starts with, you know, thinking ahead. I mean, I knew that I was going to do this tonight. This stuff needs to be defrosted. I don't really like defrosting in the microwave. Luckily, the fish you can cook from already frozen. So at the end of the day, you got to be thinking ahead. I already had to think last night that this is what's going to go down. So the whole idea is I also believe in a variety of food. You shouldn't be eating the same thing all the time. Different protein sources, different sources of vegetables, different sources of carbohydrates. I like to mix it up. So tonight I've got some of the protein sources that I generally like to use. Here's some frozen fillets. They're from Woolworths. They're just hake fillets. Fish is a great lean source of protein. Then I have some chicken breasts, which is the staple of any skinless chicken breast, the staple of any bodybuilder or healthy person. Then I also have some beautiful rump steak here. And the idea is, you know, I also want to have a little bit of red meat in my diet, not too much. It's got a great amino acid profile and it's almost like a bit of a treat. For me, Friday night is steak night. And then also very simple and versatile. The only thing I'm going to do in the pan is some lean mince, which is very simple. So essentially, I don't want to bore you. I'm going to make it very quick. I'm also not a chef. You don't have to do things the way that I do. I'm sure there's better ways to do these things, but this is really for the beginners out there. But what I love about this method is I don't like cooking things in the pan. I don't like cooking chicken or steak in the pan because you've got to watch it and you can get it wrong. And with chicken, I get particularly nervous because I once had food poisoning, and so I'm actually overly, I'm nervous of chicken. So essentially, what I like to do is I like to use my Pyrex dishes. These things they are my lifesavers. I can put anything in one of these dishes, even lamb. I don't have lamb tonight. I would do exactly the same with lamb. Put anything in these dishes. I've been preheating the oven to 180 degrees. I either do 180 or 200 depending. It's actually on 200 at the moment. I'm going to move it to 180. And then I use, I don't even know what this function's called, but it's the one where there's the two squiggly lines on the top and the bottom. So I don't want to call it the wrong name, but that's the one that I use. Nothing can go wrong. So obviously we want to give our food some flavor. I like to spice my food. So first of all, I've got my salt grinder here for natural herbs and spices. So we want to get some salt on everything. Yeah. I will halfway through respice them. Then, you know, I like hot food. So I've got Melissa's hot curry spice. Unfortunately, it's not that hot for me. I'm still going to have to add some Tabasco. But guys, there's lots of ways to rub food. I know that if a chef saw this, they would probably roll their eyes, because generally I think what you should do with the chicken is you can pat it dry with some simple roller towel, and then you can actually rub it, but I don't really want to get my hands dirty. You could probably put this into a shaker bottle with the little holes. Geez, I'm sure there's a million ways that you can spice these, but because I'm the only person that's going to eat this and I'm not looking for points for presentation, I saw just like a bachelor take my teaspoon and I just give it like an even kind of sprinkling. I mean, if you watch YouTube videos, I think you get the guy who does that. Well, that's not me. So essentially, I'm just going to make sure that I cover, and I like the spice, so I put it on everything. I mean, like, what I would recommend if you like variety, you can actually come up with different spice combinations for your different proteins. But like, I'm pretty much into curry and hot stuff, so that's good enough for me. And I'm also going to do that here on the mince. The only thing I'm not going to do it on is the fish. I'm going to stir that all in. So another thing, if you're not a spice person, I also get these diced tomatoes. You know, that's just the lazy man's version. The reason why is there's no ingredients in them other than tomatoes. Okay, so if you are going to buy a can, check the ingredients that there's no sugar and rubbish in there. And so if you're really a sauce person, it's very low calories, just tomatoes. I would chuck that in a pot, throw in some chili if that's your thing, some spices, make yourself a nice tomato sauce, you know, very low in calories. There are ways that you can create sauces that are not going to be highly calorific. So what I'm going to do with the fish is, from Natural Herbs and Spices, I've got some thyme, I've got some ginger powder, and I've got some garlic flakes. So I'm really just going to chuck those on there. Come on. Like getting an arms day workout here. So just to like have some slight difference with my fish, because I'm not really thinking that the curry thing is going to work too much. I think the garlic is going to be, the garlic flakes are going to be really nice on here. Even just like salt, pepper. I'll also like probably squeeze some lemon on here when I eat it. Ooh, I can smell that garlic. Smells very nice. And then some ginger, I think, will give a nice, it's just up to your flavor. You know, I think people say, what spice do you use? I think go crazy. Like, just experiment. You might find some combination. I mean, Natural Herbs and Spices also got a nice everyday spice. Just go mad according to your tastes. I mean, the sky's the limit, and spice is a great way to make food tasty without adding more calories. So essentially, this is my 45-minute method. The only exception is the fish. The fish probably only needs about 25 minutes. The chicken, most people would say it doesn't need 45 minutes. I do 45 minutes and it's still nice and soft and tender. It's not too dry. I turn it. I generally put everything for 25 minutes and then I turn it and then I re-spice the other side and then I'll leave it in for another 20. I do exactly the same with the beef, the rump. But you know, some people like their meat really rare. So it's just a guideline. You could do 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. The chicken's the only thing that can kill you if you get it wrong. But you know what, guys? You've got to experiment. I mean, everyone thinks, oh, I don't know how to cook. I don't know what to do. Like, you know what? If you mess it up, you mess it up. So what? It was a little bit tough. You're not going to waste the food. Make some mistakes. You've got to learn. Like, how do you think I learned? Just by trying. I'm no gourmet chef. So this is literally going to go in. Got the chicken, okay, got the fish, and in goes the beef. Okay, and then I'm going to put this pan on, get this going. Oh, you might have been wondering, you know, what did I use? Did I use oil? Did I use spray and cook? What did I use? Well, I generally decide on what's happening with my nutrition at the time. I'll either use coconut oil. I like the Creed brand of coconut oil. So this is cold pressed. Or otherwise, I'll use olive oil. And I really like this one from Greenleaf. One of our Sleekgeek's fathers does the brand. It's really cool. But when I'm really watching my calories, I use this spray and cook olive oil. I find the olive oil one is best in terms of ingredients. And I just do that because I get fat out of my food and I can control that more easily. So, but you know, it depends. If you're doing banting or whatever and you're eating a high-fat diet, those are one of the 3 things that I would use. I just wouldn't use, or any of the nut oils as well, I just wouldn't use sunflower oil or really cheap canola oil either. So that's literally what's going to happen. So this is the only high maintenance part. I'll basically put this mince on, but it's not even high maintenance. I'll leave it on at about 6 or so, and keep turning it and re-spicing it. And then I'll just pop this lid on to keep the heat on. And yeah, that's pretty much the story. So all that's going to happen is I'm going to just take my iPhone and I'm going to put a stopwatch on. And then, yeah, I'll turn the food halfway through. And that's that. I mean, literally, you can make anything in your Pyrex dish in the oven. So I hope that that was helpful for you. I also hope to do some more cooking videos in the future. And yeah, simple as that. Get your prep and your planning done. I can't stress enough what a load off it actually is when you have everything ready to eat. Okay, like you should never be worried about where your next meal's coming from. I come home from training, whatever, my food's there. Okay, the other really major question which we always get asked is, everyone wants to know, shit, you know, how long can I keep it in the fridge? Must I put it in the freezer? Okay, so here's some basic ground rules that I learned. First of all, I used to think that you had to wait for food to cool down, and basically, you know, I used to wait for 45 minutes for the food to cool down before I would put it into Tupperware and freeze it. But then we did some research and actually found out from authorities that what you want to do is you want to get it into the fridge as quickly as possible. I don't know why. I'd heard if you put hot food into the fridge it could be a problem, but it's actually rubbish. So what I do is once this food comes out the oven, it's going to go straight into Tupperwares. I've got like a whole drawer here full of Tupperwares. Like, if you want to be a healthy person and live a healthy lifestyle, then you need Tupperware for Africa. And so what I'll do is I'll take my scale. I've got really old school crappy one, but like some people have got those you know, those fancy schmancy ones. And what I'll do is I'll just portion it into, I generally have 150 grams or, you know, palm size, 2 palm size of protein per meal, and I'll portion it off. And the rule that I use is from the research that I did, practically anything should be okay for up to 4 days in the fridge. So what I'll do is I'll work out 4 days worth of meals. So I'll decide, okay, I'm gonna have fish, I'm gonna have chicken, I'm gonna have mince, I'm gonna have whatever. I'll calculate that all for the next 4 days. I'll make sure that goes in the fridge, and everything else will go in the freezer. And it's really, guys, it's as simple as that. And then, you know, once I've run out of my fridge food, in advance I just defrost that Tupperware. You put it, you take it out the night before, you put it in the fridge, and it's perfect to eat. And even then, I don't mind defrosting it in the microwave when in that kind of format, once it's been cooked already. And guys, it's that simple, hey? It is really that simple. And I just find it so productive to cook only once, maximum twice a week. Might be wondering what I do with my veggies. So vegetables I like to make as fresh as possible. Lately I've been focused a lot on fermented vegetables, so I've got kimchi and sauerkraut in the fridge. But when I do make my veggies, I always steam them without fail. I've got this awesome little, I don't have it on hand right now, but I've got this it's a sealable container which I put in my microwave, and literally I put everything in there, even my potatoes, my sweet potatoes, any vegetable you give me, I'll steam in there, and it's beautiful. So yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much as I can say. I mean, we will do an article about food prep, but it really, there's no excuse, guys. I mean, if I can do this, anybody can do it, and make some mistakes, you know. I mean, nobody's gonna die. You've got to actually try. It's no excuse. People plead ignorance, and you know, they end up getting paralyzed and end up doing nothing because they're like, oh, I don't know what to do, I don't know how long to keep it in the fridge, I don't know how to keep it in the freezer. Bullshit, guys. Just get it done. And yeah, so I hope that helps. Have a wonderful well, I'll say evening, but you don't know when you're watching this. But yeah, thank you very much, and check out www.sleekgeek.co.za for more articles, tips, and all the other things that we can offer you.